You talking about the affirmative side that abortion after the first trimester should be illegal. My partner started talking off by that there are greater health risks later in down the line. In getting an abortion down the line, there's an immorality of actually killing something that feels pain later in pregnancy, and that in order to make this happen, that state's laws should be changed. So you might have heard Lupe talk about what gestation is, and gestation is important. According to medicine.net, gestation is the fetal development period from the time of conception until birth. For humans, the full gestation period is normally 9 months. So that is the time that the mother is carrying the baby in her womb. And how do you measure pregnancy correctly? According to the American Pregnancy Association, the development of pregnancy is counted from the first day of the woman's last normal menstrual period, which is LMP, even though the development of the fetus does not begin until conception, which is about 2 weeks later. So are unplanned pregnancies common? Yes, they are. The Shiver reports that approximately 50% of all pregnancies in the United States are unplanned, and of these, 43% will end in abortion. And we are not saying that women do not have a right to their own bodies, as it was brought up in Roe v. Wade. We are just saying that it should be limited. It should be a limited amount of time to take into account another thing that is coming alive. So Planned Parenthood tells us that people have abortions because they are not ready. They want to be the best parents possible to the kids they already have. They are not ready to be a parent yet. It is not a good time in their life to have a baby. They want to finish school, focus on work, or achieve other goals before having a baby. They are not in a relationship with someone they want to have a baby with. They are in an abusive relationship or were sexually assaulted. The pregnancy is dangerous or bad for their health, or the fetus won't survive the pregnancy or will suffer after birth. They just don't want to be a parent. And we are saying these are all viable reasons, but they should be taken into account in the first 3 months of the pregnancy. People should already know if they're having unprotected sex, if they want to have a baby or not. So it should not be that much more of a difficult decision to know if you're already wanting a baby or not. According to Planned Parenthood, the earlier an abortion is provided, the safer it is, because earlier abortions are less complicated. Therefore, it is important that women who decide to get an abortion do so without unnecessary delays. And in fact, 88% of abortions in the United States are obtained before the first 12 to 13 weeks of the last menstrual period. So that's basically around the time of the first trimester. Lupe also stated that women in their 20s is a demographic that is mostly getting abortions, and she is correct. Teens are more at risk. Nearly 1/3 of all abortions after 12 weeks are attained by teenagers. Teens face not only state regulatory hurdles, but also delays in recognizing that they are pregnant and taking decisive action. And this says that they face state regulatory hurdles. So, CBS reports that the states with the highest mortality rates are Louisiana, Georgia, Indiana, Arkansas, New Jersey, Missouri, Texas, the District of Columbia, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Tennessee. And 7 of these 10 require parental permission for a teen to have an abortion. The states with the lowest mortality rates are California, Massachusetts, Nevada, Connecticut, Colorado, Minnesota, Oregon, West Virginia, Hawaii, and Wisconsin. 5 out of these require no parental involvement, and 4 of these only require you to tell your parents about the abortion and not get permission. If you ask me, there's a correlation between having to ask permission. There's a correlation between this because the highest mortality rates, the teen needs to get permission from the parent in order to have an abortion, which would lead to a later term abortion or an exception from a judge. And the states with the lowest mortality rates don't really require your parent at all if you are a teen. So it is important to get it as soon as possible, and state hurdles make it hard for teens to get an abortion. So it is important to follow a prime example. Guttmacher Institute states that in California, the following restrictions on abortion were in effect as of May 1st of 2018. California does not have any major types of abortion restrictions, such as waiting periods, mandatory parental involvement, or limitations on publicly funded abortions. This means that abortions in California are relatively doing well and that other states should follow this example. As my opponent stated, there is exceptions to when a person should be able to get a late-term abortion. If it is in the best interest of the mother to terminate the pregnancy, then she should. In Thurbo versus the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that a woman may not be required to risk her health to save a pregnancy even after viability. It is granted and it granted the attending physician the right to determine when a pregnancy. So my opponent also stated that abortions in later terms are only happening because of health risk, and that is not true. Johnson Archives reports that in Arizona, there were reported 714 abortions from 2012 to 2013 and 2015 to 17 at greater than 20 weeks of gestation. Of these, maternal medical conditions only cited for 3%, and fetal medical conditions only 18%. Thus, 79% of abortions were not health related. Thank you.